Well, good morning and welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living Los Angeles and our Sunday celebration service. We're a metaphysical New Thought community that comes together every Sunday morning, and we welcome and celebrate all facets and aspects of life into our spiritual home, whether that's here physically in person or whether it's live stream through our link on our live stream link or through Facebook Live and or through Instagram Live, the wonderful aspects of technology today. The vision statement for our spiritual community is supporting individuals finding their personal self-empowerment through a spiritual awakening. What that means is that we honor you on your journey of awakening, on your path of your awakening, to the understanding and accepting in a greater way than ever before the power of the divine that resides within each and every one of us. And in so doing, it is our goal and hope that it is your goal and hope, I'm straightening out the carpet, that through that process, you find your personal self-empowerment as I just did in that very moment. We practice and teach here primarily the philosophy of the teaching of the science of mind, which is a metaphysical practice. It's a philosophy, a faith, the way of life. That's a result of Dr. Ernest Holmes taking what he believed at the time was the greatest religions of the world and compiling the best of those aspects into a philosophy, a faith, the way of life called The Science of Mind in a book that was published in 1926. It's had many incarnations of its of what it is over the years, and what you're experiencing today and what you're expressing is your own personal incarnation of your understanding of the oneness of life, and that the universe in which we all live is governed by spiritual law, and we get to experience that which we place into that law by means of our thoughts, our beliefs, our actions, our reactions, and our interactions with life. What that all means is that we celebrate all aspects of life, all genders, all philosophies, all faiths, all sexual orientations, all heights, all colors, all hair colors, all abundance of hair, lack of hair, whatever the case may be. We celebrate all of you. We welcome you. We appreciate having the time to share with you together. And as our founding minister, Dr. David Walker, used to say each and every Sunday morning, we welcome one and we welcome all. And so we open our celebration service each and every Sunday morning with the opportunity to dive into a ritual. And not literally dive, but the ritual is an opportunity for us to anchor ourselves into that oneness that we believe that exists within us. It's a process where the musicians will take us through a little bit of music. It's called Calling in the Light. Then our practitioner of the day will take us through the ritual, and our illuminator will illuminate our beautiful candles, acknowledging that, and then you'll hear spiritual mind treatment after that point with a little bit of singing and dancing and clapping in between that. So I'd like to welcome to the Bema our practitioner of the day, one of our staff ministers here, Reverend James Hartsberg. And our illuminator du jour is another of our practitioners, ministers, and it's the Reverend Lenore Edney. So I welcome her, and your and team will take you on.
Calling in the light, calling in the light, calling in the light, oh love, calling in the light, calling in the light, calling in the light.
Good morning, I'm Reverend James Hartsberg, and the ritual we perform this morning is called Calling in the Light. Today, we perform this ceremony to promote the universal consciousness of life, which acknowledges that all peoples, all faiths, and all sentient beings come from the one great universal presence, which we call Spirit. The purpose of this ritual is to draw into our gathering this morning a conscious awareness of our oneness and the qualities we possess as complete expressions of the divine. As we feel the vibrations shift during this experience, May we become ever more aware of the light of life that exists in and as all of life, including you and me. Today we will use each of these letters of the word peace during this ritual to create an opportunity for each of us to embrace our light in a more expansive way today. P stands for purposeful, which is defined as having or showing determination or resolve. May we each be live. May we each live our spiritual awakening with resolve. May we each play a role in the co-creation of our lives through our mental and emotional actions. E lights the second candle for energy. In the book, The Science of Mind, Dr. Holmes just defines energy as a divine and unfailing attribute, and consequently, there is never any lack of it. Today, may we commit to using our energy in productive and life-enhancing ways. A. This candle is illuminated for the word activation, which is defined as the action or process of making something active or operative. Today, may we each consciously make active our thoughts, actions, reactions, and interactions in and as life reflecting the innate peace within all beings. C, Reverend Lenore now lights the fourth candle, which stands for conscious. Synonyms for the word conscious are awake, aware, alert, responsive, sentient. In this moment, may we each tune into our ability to be aware and commit to living our life awake and alert to our ability to impact the world and consciously invoke peace within each thought and action. E. We light this candle using E for the word evolution. Dr. Holmes defines evolution as the passing of spirit into form. Traditionally, it is defined as a process of gradual, peaceful, progressive change or development. Today, I affirm for all, as a result of finding personal self-empowerment through a spiritual awakening, progressive changes and development is manifesting in and as all spirit becomes form. Peace. Purposeful energy activates conscious evolution. Now moving to the sixth candle. As Reverend Lenore lights the sixth candle and the final candle, that which is known as the healing candle. We ask that you take a moment and think of anyone you would like to silently put into the light of the healing flame to experience everlasting love of the divine.
Please join me. I am love. I am peace in my heart. I am free. I am spirit. I am soul. All together we are golden in the light. and so it is, and so it is, and so it is.
And so we continue our spiritual evolution, deeply rooted in the awareness that is through the power of our conscious thought that we're able to make change in our lives, in our community, and in our world. And so we take the opportunity to dive in even deeper within, recognizing our connection to divinity, our connection to each other, our connection to our community, to our country, and to our planet. And so we choose right here and right now that we are the peace, the power, the love, the beauty, the wisdom, the enlightenment, the enrichment that our center needs right now. And so I know that each and every person here has been called upon for great social and divine responsibility, that each person present here is here by divine appointment. And so we gladly accept the responsibility bestowed upon us, knowing that it's through the power of our conscious thought that we are the change that we wish to see in our lives and in our world. That for our highest and greatest good, here at this center, we are. That for the highest and greatest good within our community, we are. That for the highest and greatest good of our country, we are. And that for the highest and greatest good of this planet, we are. And so confidently we settle into this awareness. We gladly accept the responsibility appointed to us. And with absolute faith and with absolute gratitude in the creative process and the divine unfoldment taking place by means of the words spoken here today, by means of the artists present here today, by means of each and every person, we know that great change is taking place within and without. With absolute faith in the creative process, we turn these words over and the service, the celebration to the universe, where we know it to be so. And together we say, and so it is.
Thank you. Thank you, Reverend James and Reverend Lenore. Thank you, beautiful congregation, for great singing along, and the music was quite beautiful. And you also looked, you all up here look spectacular on screen. We were toggling back and forth between the live streaming Facebook, and quite beautiful. So, thank you, thank you. So our first song for the day that Bruce is going to sing with us, along with Yuval and Yaron, is a beautiful song, obviously, but the words in it, and I'm just going to let you hear them when he sings them, but I invite you to listen to them today, even if you've heard this song before, hearing them anew in the context of how you can use your mind. To use your mind to release what was and be open to what can be, while also remembering that the theme for our month is living from your awakened self. So without further ado, I present to you Bruce, Yaron, and Yuval.
Explain.
a nation. If you want to view paradise, simply look around and view it. Anything you want to do it. Want to change the world, there's nothing to it. There is no life I know that compares with your imagination. Living there, you'll be free if you truly wish to be. If you want to view paradise, simply look around and view it. Anything you want to do it. Want to change the world, there's nothing to it. There is no life I know that compares with your imagination. Living there, you'll be free if you truly wish to be.
Yes. Gentlemen, Bruce, Yaron, you're all fantastic. Thank you. And no music? Just no music? Fantastic. Thank you. Beautiful. We're really blessed here with the music that we have. Would you guys agree with that? Wonderful. Not only is it great myriad of styles of music, but the talent is quite wonderful. So thank you. And Yaron and crew, thank you for doing the work to prepare for that. So thank you. And the sax player, I know. We're brewing up something for the first week, this December 9th. It's going to have some, we'll just let it go with that. December 9th. We're brewing it up. The three boys from Israel. Wonderful. All right? They're all friends. So, of course, I put this rug out. It's driving me a little crazy. So using your imagination, right? I should let it go, shouldn't I? I should just let it go. All right. Okay, so in the vein of using your imagination, I want you to hear what I'm about to read to you. I'm sure that many of you, if not most of you, have heard it before, and we're going to operate on that assumption. It's a bit lengthy, and so I invite you to give your subconscious mind and your mind permission to stay present and to let it sink in. Detach from any time you've heard it before from right now. Once upon a time, there was a queen who had a beautiful baby daughter. She asked all the fairies in the kingdom to the christening, but unfortunately forgot to invite one of them, who was a bit of a witch as well. She came anyway, but as she passed the baby's cradle, she said, "When you are 16, you will injure yourself with a spindle and die." "Oh no!" screamed the queen in horror. A good fairy quickly chanted a magic spell to change the curse. When she hurt herself, the girl would fall into a very deep sleep instead of dying. The years went by, the little princess grew and became the most beautiful girl in the whole kingdom. Her mother was always very careful to keep her away from spindles, but the princess, on her 16th birthday, as she wandered through the castle, came into a room where an old servant was spinning. "What are you doing?" she asked the servant. "I'm spinning. Haven't you seen a spindle before?" "No, let me see it." The servant handed the girl the spindle, and she pricked herself with it, and with a sigh, dropped to the floor. The terrified old woman hurried to the queen. Beside herself with anguish, the queen did her best to awaken her daughter, but it was all in vain. The court doctors came and the wizards came. They were all called, but there was nothing they could do.